Well, and then there's this. A few new national polls out this morning. The USC Dornsife Daily Tracking Poll finds Joe Biden with a 10-point lead on President Trump, 52 to 42%. The latest USA Today Suffolk University poll finds Biden leading Trump by 7 points nationally, 50 to 43%. That lead has narrowed from the 12-point edge the former vice president held in June. And then there's this new polling out this morning from Grinnell College, conducted by well-known pollster Ann Selzer of the Des Moines Register, which finds that Biden holds an 8-point lead over Trump nationally, 49 to 41%. Let's take a deeper look into the numbers in that Grinnell poll, which finds that President Trump's strategy of attacking the suburbs doesn't appear to be working. That's what you were saying yesterday, Joe. Looking at several key demographics, Biden holds a 22-point lead among women, while President Trump holds favor among men by 6 points. Biden is also up with suburban women by 33 points, among suburban Americans by 23 points, and among urban Americans by 26 points. Biden also holds substantial leads among all Americans under the age of 55. Trump is leading among those age 55 and above. When looking at President Trump's handling of key issues facing our nation today, just 39% approve of his handling of the coronavirus. 55% disapprove. 39% also approve of his handling of race relations. 49% disapprove. And 52% approve of his handling of the economy. 41% disapprove.
So, Jim VandeHei, obviously you're a Wisconsin native. Give us any insights that you have of what's going on up there, but also look at Ann Selzer's latest poll. And, you know, we've been saying it for some time. It's fascinating. Donald Trump thinks he can talk about suburbia and the great American dream and talk about trying to keep low-income people out of neighborhoods because crime would go up and the women. Oh, the women.
Oh, my God, we got to
worrying
protect
about
our
the
women.
women's safety when low-income people come in. It's all very racially tinged. And he thinks this 1953 appeal to white suburban voters is going to work. It just predictably seems to be backfiring because it's why white suburban voters started running away from him, you know, after Charlottesville.
Yeah, so really interesting thought experiment that I did on Sunday. I went into, basically, I do truly now believe we have a tribal world where we live in different bubbles. So I went into the Trump bubble. I listened to Ben Shapiro. I listened to a tape of Rush Limbaugh. I looked at the top trending stories on Facebook, all of them from right-wing sites, and watched Fox News. It's not just Donald Trump who's talking about this. This is all the infrastructure of the sort of the modern Republican Party is talking about this. You would think that every city is on fire, that every city is being looted, that Donald Trump is the one man who stands up for law enforcement. And their belief is, and I do think you're right, their belief is that eventually that will get people, even if they won't tell a pollster, get them to vote for Donald Trump because they will be scared stiff by Election Day. I have no idea if it'll work, but there's no doubt that this is not just Donald Trump anymore. It is the entire infrastructure. And I think it's an infrastructure that most people in the media don't pay that much attention to. And so they don't realize the amplification effect. And by the way, it works both ways. A lot of these conspiracy theories that he was talking about in that Fox News interview, they're pulled from some of the top trending items that move on Facebook. And so there was a great piece that everybody should read that was in the New York Times last week about understanding Facebook. If you put your head inside the Facebook machine, most of the stories that travel and get the widest audience tend to come from Ben Shapiro, Franklin Graham, Breitbart, sites and people that most Americans aren't paying attention to, but people on Facebook are, and that is the Trump base. And now the question is, over the next couple of weeks, do we start to see those polls move, either private polls or public polls? So far, we don't. And I think you're right. So far, you're not seeing success in that strategy. But if you're Donald Trump and the hand you have to play is, I can deal with the coronavirus where we have 180,000 deaths. We're not making that much progress in being able to cure it. And there's a lot of economic devastation that's flowing from it. I could talk about that, or I could go to Kenosha and I could say I'm the law enforcement guy. From a political standpoint, you're going to choose the law enforcement guy approach. And that's what he is all in on. And we'll see if it works.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.